In an effort to make your move to the Pacific Northwest easier, these fine corporations make this presentation possible.
Hello, I'm Jeff Gianola.
And I'm Julie Emry. On behalf of KATU Channel 2 here in Portland, we'd like to welcome you to the Pacific Northwest.
Moving to a new community can be a great adventure or a major challenge.
Yes, you have to choose a new home, new schools, a new doctor, all in a very short period of time. But with the help of this video and booklet, we hope to make that job easier for you.
Now, you probably don't know a lot about Portland yet. Despite being one of the top-rated cities in the country when it comes to quality of life, Portland keeps a pretty low profile.
But it doesn't have to be a mystery to you. Take a look at some of the reasons that Portland is one of America's most livable cities.
Portland was started on a riverbank in 1843 by two men, one an audacious adventurer, the other a conservative New England merchant. Now, the two men flipped a penny for the honor of naming their settlement. Francis Pettygrove of Portland, Maine won the toss. And yes, the city still has the penny.
And today, Portland is still an intriguing blend of the audacious and the conservative, a city that's willing to look at new ideas. And trade is still big business for Portland. But the traders don't just come from New England, they come from all over the Pacific Rim. Portland is by tonnage the West Coast's busiest port. It's a water city, but it's not on the ocean. Portland was built on the banks of two rivers, the Willamette and the Columbia. And always in the background, majestic Mount Hood hovers over the city.
To make it easier for you to see what Portland's really like, we've divided the city into 6 different lifestyle areas. City living in the heart of downtown.
City neighborhoods, older neighborhoods with strong traditions that are close to downtown.
Established, upscale, beautiful homes in some spectacular locations.
Cross-border interstate, a lifestyle unique to Portland where you work in one state but go home to another.
Commuter neighborhoods, newer homes in separate communities.
And country living for people who are looking for a little more space.
And don't forget to use your booklet for additional information. It's got a lot of specific facts you need on crime statistics, commute times, schools, and much more.
Part of Portland's charm comes from the natural beauty of its setting, but careful planning, both in the past and for the future, is why Portland remains one of America's most livable cities. It's a city that was designed for people, not cars. Portland's city blocks are only 200 feet long. Most city blocks are 400 to 600 feet long. That means that Portland streets always get natural light. This is not a city of concrete canyons. Maybe that's why more people are choosing to live downtown. Most of the homes available downtown are apartments and condos. Some in older buildings, many in high-rises. One of the newer areas that features condos and apartments is River Place. This area is in the heart of the city and features beautiful views of the Willamette both day and night. There are very few single-family homes available in downtown Portland, but there is a new housing alternative being developed in the Pearl District of downtown and the industrial northeast section. Old commercial and industrial buildings are being converted into residential lofts. These can combine the charm of old architectural details with the open space of contemporary design. In the downtown area, long-term parking can be expensive, but since all mass transit is fare-free in the heart of downtown, some people are choosing to live without a car or confining their use of the car to weekends. Portland shares, in common with so many major cities, a problem with homeless people in the parks, graffiti, and gangs. But most of the time, with normal prudence, downtown is safe. With walking and bicycle paths along the river and beautiful Washington Park to the west, living downtown in Portland means you can combine the best of urban living with the best of the great outdoors in a way few cities can match.
Hello. On behalf of all of us here at Washington Mutual, welcome to the Pacific Northwest. We think you'll enjoy the quality of life.
Jeez, why do they put ads in the middle of these things?
I don't know.
Where's the remote control?
Hey, did you try these cinnamon twisty crisps? These are good. You gotta try some of these.
Hey, stop for a minute.
Special is that we offer all our customers free checking.
You know, that sounds like a pretty good deal.
Yeah, we ought to call them when we get out there. Okay, fast forward.
Okay.
Whoa, slow down.
Over the years, we've made more home loans in the Northwest than any other bank. And
We probably ought to check them out when we find a house.
Yeah, what's the name of this bank again?
Yeah, let's take a look here. Hold on.
Oh, there it is. Washington Mutual.
Sounds like an okay bank.
Kind of a dull commercial, though.
Yeah.
Hey, you sure you don't want one of these twisty crisps?
A reminder of the natural beauty of the Northwest is never too far away when you're downtown. This is the Forecourt Fountain, a popular cooling off spot for children in the summer. Portland is a city that celebrates water, from the rivers that flow through the city to the more than 20 fountains that you'll find around town. To these, the famous Benson Bubblers, 40 flowing drinking fountains. They were donated to Portland in the early part of the century by lumber baron Simon Benson. Some say to keep his lumberjacks from drinking too much in local saloons. And speaking of water, what about that famous Northwest weather you hear so much about? Here's KATU weathermen Jim Bosley and Matt Zafino.
This is the heart of the city. Where we're standing used to be a two-story parking garage, but Portland knew that the heart of a city is more than a place to park cars, so they created this. It's called Pioneer Courthouse Square. This is kind of like Portland's living room. More than 60,000 people donated money to create this, and now more than 300 events a year are celebrated right here. Portland's weather is a classic tale of good news, bad news.
The good news. The good news is we have great summers, hardly any days above 90 degrees, and when the temperature does go up, the humidity goes way down.
The bad news is that summer doesn't really get started till around the 5th of July, just after the 4th. June can be a very iffy month for us.
And we have 4 very distinct seasons. In the fall, we have lots of beautiful color.
Then the drizzle starts. Now, it's not that it rains that much here. In fact, there are other cities, many cities around the United States that have more annual rainfall than Portland. New York has 41 inches a year. New Orleans has 59 inches a year. Portland only has 39 inches a year. They have downpours. We have kind of down sprinkles. In fact, we average about 150 rainy days a year.
We have a very mild winter, though, just 5 snow days a year, so sell that snowblower, and hardly any days below freezing.
But November, December, and January have almost no absolutely clear days.
And then the spring comes, and with it our beautiful display of colorful flowers, from the rhododendrons to our legendary rose gardens.
And we are a bit wet. Have you ever seen our banana slugs?
Jim and I certainly stand together on this. We wouldn't trade our Northwest weather for any other part of the country.
And what other city could you go to where there will always be a man standing right here holding an umbrella for you?
The neighborhood. A place where the streets are lined with old trees. The kind of place where you know you're home before you even open the door. Traditional houses, parks that have shared their swings with generations of children. Portland is a city that believes so strongly in the power of a neighborhood, there's a special office of neighborhood associations in City Hall. And what places are represented? Places like these. And most of these neighborhoods are only 3 to 5 miles from the center of Portland. Laurelhurst. It used to be a dairy farm, but it was developed in the early part of the century by men who believed in curved streets and lots of different housing designs. Laurelhurst Park is still a popular destination for children of all ages. Irvington was built between 1900 and 1930. It's close to Grant Park and the Irvington Tennis Club. It's also close to the light rail station, so commuting is easy. Alameda. Alameda is on a ridge that's just far enough above the rest of Northeast Portland to be distinctive. There are some homes here with views of the West Hills and downtown. Alameda was originally designed to look like an English village, so expect to find some half-timbered Tudor-style homes here. Eastmoreland is bordered by Reed College and a beautiful 18-hole public golf course. There's a real mix of homes here with everything from stately mansions to simple arts and crafts cottages. Selwood was developed by two brothers who were ministers. They wanted to give working people a community they could be proud of. Today, families and young professionals look at Selwood as a good place to get a start, with reasonably priced starter homes in the area. Mount Tabor is the only neighborhood that's built on a volcano. The center of the neighborhood is a 200-acre park that has an outdoor theater. It has one of the lowest crime rates in Portland. Corbett Terwilliger in the Southwest found new life in the 1960s and 70s. There are some older homes here, but many of the homes are more recent. Multnomah is an 8-minute drive from Portland if there's no traffic. A good place to find a starter home. It also has some of the area's most popular antique stores and restaurants. Northwest 23rd is sometimes called Nob Hill because it reminds people of San Francisco. It has some grand homes from Portland's early days. Many of these homes have been divided into apartments. In Nob Hill, both housing and personal style tend to be eclectic.
The Portland area has more than 60 school districts.
The biggest is the Portland School District, serving the east side, downtown, and parts of the west side. There are also a variety of private and parochial schools.
Making yourself at home in the Northwest begins with a visit to Smith's Home Furnishings. Our 5 Portland stores offer an impressive selection of brand name furniture, appliances, and mattresses, along with oriental rugs, computers, audio, video, and cellular phones. You'll like our low prices, expert service, and next day delivery. We also offer many convenient finance plans to make buying easy. Because when it comes to making you feel at home in Portland, nobody cares like Smith's Home Furnishings.
Oof. I need to decorate.
Help me ride, help me ride.
When it comes to decorating in the Northwest, no one helps you better than Rada Paint and Decor. It's all right here. The best names in window coverings and wallpaper. Legendary Rada Paint, made in the Northwest. Knowledgeable help and prices that will make you smile. So come to Rada. It's where to go to decorate.
Help me, Rada, yeah, decorate my home.
There are some generalities you can make about Portland neighborhoods. One, the higher up you are, the more you pay. Since the city began, the Highlands have been settled by Portland's more affluent citizens. Most of the Highlands are on the West Hills, bordering the city. If you're looking for a home that's among the best Portland can offer, you may want to start your search here. Portland Heights, with the city literally at your feet. The streets curve around the hills, revealing gardens surrounded by hand-cut stone. This hillside neighborhood is covered with some of Portland's most beautiful homes, built in styles from Victorian to contemporary. The families who move here tend to stay for generations. Surrounding Washington Park are the other Heights neighborhoods, Arlington Heights and Willamette Heights, where homes are hidden in ravines. Westover, where virtually every home has a view. Council Crest, slightly more contemporary, and hidden down by the Willamette River, Dunthorpe. 5 miles south of Portland, it represents the ultimate in status. Many of the homes are mansions built in the 1920s. Others are more contemporary. The most prestigious stand on estates that overlook the river. This is Lake Oswego. It was meant to become the Pittsburgh of the West, but in 1895, the steel mill fires went out and never came back. And what Lake Oswego does have is some beautiful lakeshore mansions. No tree that is larger than 3 inches can be removed from Lake Oswego without special permission. This is a community that takes natural beauty very seriously. Many of these homes were developed as streetcars found a way to climb Portland hills. How you get around Portland is something you may want to give some thought to. Here's how Portland commutes. The major freeways circle downtown Portland. From the middle of the city to the west, you're following the Sunset Corridor, Highway 26. This is the major route to the coast. Because the electronics industry and Nike are based along the Sunset Corridor, traffic can be a problem during peak commute hours. The north-south freeway is 405 in town, but it links up with Interstate 5 on the far north and far south of Portland. To the east, the major freeway is the Banfield, or Interstate 84. Interstate 205 links the east side to the other major freeways. Portlanders complain about congested roads, but in fact, Portland has some of the easiest commute times on the West Coast. The average commute is only about 20 minutes. Commuting in Portland is easy for two reasons. Most people live fairly close to town, and we have one of the best transit systems in America, TriMet. In the downtown area, TriMet operates what it calls the Fareless Square. All transit is free. The Portland area also has MAX, a brand new light rail system that currently operates from downtown to Gresham and is now expanding to Beaverton. Keeping public transit easy to use is important to Portland. To keep air quality high, the city has a limit on how many downtown parking places, both on and off street, can be created. Although you can usually find a short-term space to park, on a day-to-day basis, unless you're prepared to pay, take public transit downtown.
Hello, I'm Bob Horn, Marketing Manager for the Safeco Insurance Companies in Oregon and Southwest Washington. If you're thinking of moving to the Northwest or have recently moved here, I would like to tell you a little about Safeco and the products we offer. Safeco is headquartered in the Northwest and is one of the largest writers of home and auto insurance in both Oregon and Washington. When working with us, you will find people that really go out of their way to understand your needs and concerns in order to provide you with the best buy for your insurance dollars. Our insurance products are sold by independent insurance agents. These agents are small business people who make real investments in the communities they live and work in. That same dedication comes through in the work they can do for you. Their expertise allows them to find the appropriate Safeco home or auto insurance product to fit your family's needs. For the name of an agent close to where you live or work, please call our 1-800 number. We look forward to seeing you in our community soon.
Portland was created with a green belt system around the perimeter of the city, which is a big reason that Portland has avoided the suburban sprawl. But it has also changed the way the suburbs here were built.
There are very few large housing developments in Portland. Since each parcel of land is limited in size, lot sizes tend to be small here. And as you might expect from a timber region, they're made of wood. There are very few brick houses in Portland. Portland's suburbs usually began as small towns in their own right, and many of them still retain their own identities. Oregon City was once the territorial capital. Built on the Willamette Falls, it covers all housing styles and price ranges. West Lynn and Lake Oswego feature some of Portland's most beautiful homes, but more modest homes are also available. The excellent school district in Lake Oswego make this an easy choice for families. Tigard and Tualatin are outer suburbs that have some homes with larger lots. This is also a good area to look in if you want a new home. The schools here have a solid reputation. Beaverton is close to downtown Portland. The houses here were mainly built in the 60s and 70s. Many new houses are also available. Hillsboro used to be a sleepy country town, but when high-tech giants like Intel came to town, all that changed. It has its own airport. There's a mix of housing styles here, but since this area is growing fast, new houses are being built. Gresham, on Portland's east side, is an easy commute with MAX, the light rail system. It's also home to the Mount Hood Jazz Festival. This festival, held every summer, is the third largest jazz event in the country. But it's not the only thing that gets Portland moving. Portland is a city that likes to celebrate. The biggest event of the year is the Rose Festival. 24 days of special events to celebrate the Rose City, including a parade that rivals Pasadena's, the Grand Floral Parade. More than 2 million people hit the streets to celebrate the city's love affair with the rose. Portland doesn't just celebrate the arts during the summer. Portland also likes to curl up with a good book. Powell's Bookstore, a local landmark, takes up an entire city block, and it's got plenty of competition. Downtown Portland is a great place to shop for a book or anything else. If you need help finding anything, just ask one of the Portland guides. But there are lots of other shopping opportunities here. There's Lloyd Center on the east side, Washington Square in Beaverton, Clackamas Town Center on the southeast.
Shopping isn't the only sport in town. Hi, I'm Steve Arena, KATU Sports Director. You know, here in Portland, life is not a spectator sport. There's incredible skiing just an hour away on Mount Hood. The Columbia Gorge offers the best windsurfing in the world, plus hiking around nearby Multnomah Falls. And all year round, the spectacular Oregon coast is only 1.5 hours away. One of the most beautiful coastlines in the world. You can fish, go clamming, beachcomb, or just watch the world go by. Portland is crisscrossed with bike trails through parklands and along the riverfront. Golfers enjoy more than 20 golf courses in the area. We're the host of the Fred Meyer Challenge, drawing professional golfers from around the world. Well, that's about it. Or did I forget something? Oh, yes. Portland is also home to the Portland Trail Blazers, one of the most successful professional basketball franchises in the country.
Not everybody who moves to Portland ends up living in Portland. Some people find the best of both worlds by living across the border in Vancouver, Washington. Vancouver is one of the Northwest's oldest towns. It started as a military fort in 1824. It sits on the northern side of the Columbia, about 20 minutes drive from downtown Portland. There's a variety of neighborhoods in Vancouver, but for many people, the biggest advantage to living in Vancouver is in the bank. Since Vancouver is in Washington State, there's no state income tax. Property taxes are also lower than Portland. Oregon residents make up the difference by paying no sales tax. But many times, Vancouver residents have it both ways, by shopping in Portland and living in Washington. If you want to investigate Vancouver, here are some areas you might want to see. Arnada is one of Vancouver's oldest and smallest neighborhoods. Some of the homes are over 100 years old. Lincoln has homes built in the 1960s and 70s. Cascade Park is a popular choice for people who are looking for new housing. Remember, when you choose Vancouver, you are a Washington State resident. Your car and your driving license must be done in Washington State.
Hello, I'm Mariette Hartley for Rada Custom Decorating. George always gets a little nervous when I redecorate. He's afraid he'll lose his favorite spot. All this room really needs is, that's it, new window treatments. I couldn't have done it without the expert advice of the professional decorator at Rada Custom Decorating. See, George, I told you not to worry.
See your Step 1 booklet for a special free installation offer when you buy any Hunter Douglas window covering. Hunter Douglas, the leader in innovative window fashions.
Call now and see your home in a whole new light.
If you're looking for wide open spaces, the smell of green things growing coming through your window, a view of the country, horses for neighbors instead of people, you may want to look at some of the small towns outside of Portland.
Banks is a small town in the last valley before the Coastal Range mountains start. It's the kind of town that celebrates the fireman's picnic. If you're looking for a real small country town atmosphere, take a look at Banks. McMinnville is a country town with a college. Linfield College is based here. You're also close to Oregon's wine country. Sherwood is still primarily a farming community, but there are a lot of new homes being constructed. Stafford is close to beautiful Lake Oswego. It's a community of gentlemen farmers with beautiful homes surrounded by lush acreage. These are just a few of many small towns outside of the Portland area that provide a country alternative to the city life of Portland.
One of the biggest decisions you have to make when you move is finding a new doctor, and you have to wonder, how good are the medical facilities? Well, Portland, as the state's largest city, is a referral center for health care. And in common with so many things in Portland, medical care here tries to work together to benefit everyone. The Oregon Health Sciences University provides both education for healthcare professionals and medical care through 4 clinical units. But it also shares a bridge with the Portland Veterans Affairs Center so that they can share everything from personnel to high-tech advances in medicine. One of the hospitals associated with OHSU is the Dornbecker Children's Hospital. OHSU's pioneering research has also encouraged medicine to look for non-surgical treatments for complicated medical problems ranging from tumors to infertility. There are several regional hospitals throughout the Portland area. There are also phone numbers in your booklet to help you find your first doctor. So there you have it, 6 different lifestyles here in Portland, a city of gentle rivers, snow-capped mountains,
green trees, green fields, and roses, even if you sometimes have to look at them through the rain.
We hope that once you get settled, you take the time to get to know us here at KATU Channel 2. We're the Northwest source for news and information, producing 5 different local news shows every weekday. You get a complete picture of the day's news, sports, and weather with news starting at 6 a.m. and noon. Then it's the award-winning KATU News Team covering local, regional, and national news at 5, 6:30, and 11 p.m. KATU is also your source for ABC's World News Tonight with Peter Jennings, as well as ABC's popular news and information programming. KATU is where you'll find the full schedule of ABC network TV shows, including America's favorite comedies, dramas, movies, and sports. Every weekday at 9, get your morning off to a Northwest start with AM Northwest, hosted by Jim Bosley and Mary Starrett. It's a lively hour of talk with a few surprises thrown in. For a deeper look at controversial issues, join me for Town Hall, Sunday nights at 6, as I let our audience have their say, going head-to-head with guests debating the Northwest's hottest topics of the day. And if you're a fan of Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, KATU is the place to look, weeknights at 7. So once you've unpacked all the boxes and hooked up the TV,
and found the remote control,
we hope you'll give KATU Channel 2 a try.
As we said at the beginning of this video, moving can be a very stressful experience. So we hope this video and the booklet will make the whole process a lot easier for you.
We're pretty sure that once you're settled, you'll be glad you came. On behalf of all of us at KATU Channel 2, I'm Jeff Gianola.
And I'm Julie Emry. Thank you for taking Step 1 to Portland with us.